Camel and Johnson gonna talk about sports today. You can disagree, I don't care what you have to say. Bet by odds, you know how Vegas play. 5 days go by, then you have the last say. Stephen A. and his sidekick Max, Nick Wright and Jenna get taxed. Shannon and Skip, Marcellus in the back. Big Whitlock got fired where you at. These sports reporters ain't giving you the facts. Don't bet your life cause you won't get it back. It's the Last Say podcast, that's where it's at. It's the Last Say, have a nice day. It's the Last Say, it's the Last Say. I'll hop right into it this week. You guys don't tell me these NFL football games are not fixed. When you had the look, don't tell me these games are not fixed. When the Browns was favored by 4 points and running back Nick Chubb stopped at the 1 yard line to run out the clock to win 10-7. Why would you not want to score and you would have went up by 10 and they only had 56 seconds left in the game? They would have had to score 2 times in 56 seconds. Come on, man. Really? Analytics. I'm totally against it. But that's just a front to tell you. That's just a cover up from these officials shaving these points off of these games. There was another game. The Cardinals was favored by 2.5 over the Bills, and they didn't even kick the extra point, and only won by 2. Favored by 2.5, they only won by 2. They didn't kick the extra point. The Cardinals won 32-30 over Buffalo on a Hail Mary. Why wouldn't you kick the extra point with only 2 seconds left? What are the odds of them running it all the way back? Okay, well, you don't kick it out. You just do a pooch kick on the ground. You don't have faith that you can stop them from getting into the end zone? Once again, it's just a cover up, because let me tell you something. It's all about the money. Why do you think NFL created instant replay? And every time they go back to the replay booth, they come out with the wrong call. You know why? Because all they doing is calling in with the big wigs, calling the big wigs, and seeing what move to make. You got 50 million bet on the Cardinals. Of course they're gonna lose. Remember, Vegas always wins. Or, I should say, they win the majority of the time. It's getting obvious. It's getting obvious. The NFL is starting to lose fans. They need to take a carbon copy from MLB. Because in baseball, when they do instant replay, it works. Did you guys see Frisco in New Orleans last weekend? Well, Frisco fucked up Drew Brees. Drew Brees suffered 5 cracked ribs, 2 on the left, 3 on the right, and a punctured lung last Sunday as the Saints hold off to beat the Niners 27-13. They're saying Brees will miss 3 weeks minimum. I think he's done. I told y'all last summer, Brees might as well go ahead and retire. See, y'all forgot. Brees was talking all that shit on the offseason about players kneeling for the flag and what it meant to him because his grandfather was in the military. And you forgot. You had multiple players telling Brees to shut the fuck up. I'm going to get you when the season starts. So that apology didn't mean jack when he came out and said he was sorry and all of that, you said how you felt. You said it on the off season, and the players did not forget. You'll never be the same. You're what, in your 40s, cracked ribs, punctured lung, and you got a wife and kids. You might as well go ahead and retire. It's a target on your back, Breeze. Y'all ain't going nowhere. Go ahead and retire. NFL Week 11. I'm currently watching the Seattle Seahawks and the Arizona Cardinals. It's tied up 7-7. Oh, change that. 13-7 Seattle. And I did pick Seattle to win this game. Russell Wilson is 8-1 on Thursday nights. I've never seen Russell lose 3 games in a row. So this was a no-brainer, Seattle. I'm going to go over the matchups for the week. And I'm going to give you guys some winners. Put some money in your pocket. You got the Cardinals at Seattle, like I said. Seattle's going to take that. I know it's going to be too late by the time I release these picks. You have New England at the Texans. New England is favored by 1.5. That's a tricky game. They both suck. But I got to go ahead and take the Patriots over the Texans because the Texans are just horrible. After they got rid of DeAndre Hopkins, they just don't look the same. Poor Deshaun Watson, he has nobody to throw to. Take the Patriots, give up the 1.5 points. You got the Falcons and the Saints. Falcons at New Orleans. New Orleans is favored by 4 points. Drew Brees is out. Sean Payton is acting like he don't know who's going to be the starting quarterback. I do believe Jameis Winston will be starting. Hill, that guy's not a quarterback. He's a gadget player. For some reason, the Falcons are 3-4 since firing the GM and head coach. I do think they're on the right track. And for some reason, I like the Falcons plus the 4 in this game. You got the Titans at the Ravens. Ravens favored by 5. Ravens have been struggling as of late. So has the Titans. I told everybody King Henry was the catalyst of that team. They've reduced his carries from 25 to 18. His yards per game has went down. They've been struggling. I think that's the sign to start running more. I got the Ravens -5 over the Texans. You got the Bengals at Washington. They both suck. I call it the garbage bowl. Washington's favored by 1. I would have to go with the better quarterback in Cincinnati with Joe Burrow. But I'm not even going to touch that game. I wouldn't even recommend that you guys bet on it. You got the Steelers going into Jacksonville. Steelers are 8-0 going into Jacksonville. Jacksonville has only won 1 game all year. I need Jacksonville to win so my Cowboys can move up into that number 2 slot in the draft. But it ain't going to happen this week. I don't see the Steelers having a letdown. 10.5 points is a lot on the road. You would either have to take the Steelers or don't bet at all. I wouldn't touch that game because, like I told you before, these games are fixed and set up. And once you think you got the winner, there's an upset. You got the Lions over the Panthers. Panthers at the house. They're getting 1.5. If Matthew Stafford is playing, then I'm taking the Panthers. If Matthew Stafford is playing, I'm taking the Lions. Teddy Bridgewater, I believe he's out. I know Stafford had some type of injury on one of his fingers, but he's Iron Man. I'm sure he's going to play. Give me the Lions minus the 1.5. You got the Eagles at the Browns. Browns favored by 3. I got to take the Browns and give up the 3. If Baker can't beat the Eagles by 3 points at home, they need to go ahead and move on from him. You got Miami going into Denver. Miami's favored by 3.5. Now, I know everybody's starting to hop on the Miami Dolphin bandwagon. It's a tricky game. 3.5 points is a lot when you're on the road. They've been too hot. I wouldn't bet against them. You either take Miami or you don't bet at all. You got the Jets and the Chargers. The Jets and the Chargers. The Chargers are at home. They're favored by 9.5 over the winless Jets. You know the Jets ain't going 0-16. Eventually they're going to win a game. I don't know if it's going to be this week, but I wouldn't touch that game. You got the Cowboys going to Minnesota. The Vikings are favored by 7. Die-hard Cowboy fan. You see all my paraphernalia here. But I already said I would not bet on the Cowboys for the remainder of the season. I'm sticking with that. Give me the Vikings minus the 7 at the house. You got the Packers over the Colts by 2. Colts at the house. This game is a tough game. You could pretty much flip a coin. I like the Colts just because of their defense. But how you gonna bet against Aaron Rodgers? Tricky game, too tough to call. Don't bet on that game. You got the Chiefs over the Raiders by 8 points. Now remember, the Raiders beat the Chiefs in KC the first go around. So they're already up on them 1-0 this year. I don't think the Raiders will sweep them. Now remember, we had an incident after that game when the Raiders beat the Chiefs. John Gruden told the bus driver to circle around the stadium. So they did kind of like a celebration victory lap around the stadium, kind of pissed off the Chiefs, giving them bulletin board material. They're going to bounce back and win by double digits, take the Chiefs over the Raiders by 8. You got the LA Rams against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Buccaneers are favored by a whopping 4 points. I think that's too many to give the Rams and Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald, he's a big force up the middle, and that's where Tom Brady is most uncomfortable, is when you coming up the middle into his face. He's in his 40s. He's not the same anymore. Give me the Rams plus the 4. Now, you can't bet on every game. The more games you're going to bet, the more games you're going to lose. So let me just tell you what games to bet on. Take New England minus the 1.5 over the Texans. That's a safe bet to take. Belichick ain't going out like this. Take New England. The Texans suck. Deshaun Watson don't have any weapons whatsoever. The running back Duke Johnson is a bust. Take New England. Second game, I would have to heavily take the Lions over the Panthers by 1.5. I just can't see the Carolina Panthers beating the Lions. I don't know who's their quarterback, but Bridgewater is out. And Stafford's a pretty damn good quarterback. He's underrated. He's just been on a horrible team for years. But I just can't see Stafford losing to a second-string quarterback. And then my third and final game is the Chiefs over the Raiders by double digits. Take the Chiefs over the Raiders by 8. It's a setup game. They're giving the Raiders 8 points. Everybody's going to hop on that 8, and the Raiders are going to get blown out. I'm sorry to say. Those are my picks for this weekend. I hope you follow me. I hope to put some money in your pocket. We got NBA news right after these messages.
Get your seat on that country city.
Have some chicken wings. Eat some collard greens at Country in the City. Yeah!
Now just come on in town, cause it's going down
at Country in the City.
They come from far wide for that pie pie at Country City. Yeah,
Country in the City.
Come on down here, Country in the City.
Country in the City, best soul food in town. Well, we got some NBA news. As you guys know, we had the draft last Wednesday. The Bucks traded Eric Bledsoe, George Hill, and 3 first-round picks for Drew Holiday. They also got Bogdan Bogdanovic. Man, that puts Milwaukee up there. That puts them in championship contention. They didn't step it up. Who knows if it's going to be enough to keep Giannis there. For those of you who didn't know, he did not sign that big max extension. I believe he's going to leave, but that can change if they win that championship this upcoming season. Skip Bayless said that it wasn't an upgrade, that Drew Holiday isn't an upgrade from Eric Bledsoe. It's the same talent. I repeat, Skip Bayless said that Drew Holiday was not an upgrade from Eric Bledsoe. It's the same talent. Skip, shut the fuck up, because you don't know talent. Who made you an expert in the NBA or the NFL? You don't know talent. You never played sports in your life, and you always talking about how you tore something and had a surgery on your knee. You tripped and fell washing dishes, you fucking cunt. James Harden turns down a 2-year deal worth $103 million. That would have made him the highest paid of all time per year at $51.5 million a year. James said he wants to go to New Jersey to join Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. Now let's see if I would do this deal. New Jersey is offering Spencer Dinwiddie, Chris LeVert, Jared Allen, and some draft picks. Are you out of your mind for James Harden? That's not enough. Houston said they're ready to get uncomfortable, meaning they're not in no rush. They're not going to jump because he wants to go. Who the hell you think you are, James? You got 2 years left on your contract. If I'm Houston, you got new coach, new GM, I'll pull a Al Davis on them. You ain't going nowhere. You pout, you get on the bench. I'll ruin you for your next 2 years. Sources say Golden State Warriors were interested in James Harden. Well, I really do think Golden State fucked up. They had the best package to offer. Not only did they have the number 2 pick in the draft, and they had a Minnesota's first round pick for 2021, and they had Andrew Wiggins that they could have offered up for James Harden. Can you imagine Harden, Klay Thompson, and Steph Curry? But who the hell want to see another super team by Golden State? And speaking of Klay Thompson tore his ACL the day of the draft on Wednesday, and he is out for the year. So there goes Golden State. They're done. You know, these players coming off injury, trying too hard to get back and getting hurt again. Same thing happened with Boogie Cousins. I think it's just you can't rush these players back when they're in their 30s. That's just like them being in their 40s. Too much wear and tear. Russell Westbrook also wants out of Houston. But like I said, Houston management said they're willing to get uncomfortable. So they're in no hurry to trade either one of them. OKC sending CP3 to Phoenix for Kelly Oubre Jr. and Rick Rubio, plus some other bombs. Jay Billis, ESPN analyst, said LaMelo Ball is not a better shooter than Lonzo Ball. What the fuck have you been watching? LaMelo Ball is clearly the best out of the 3 brothers. He's the best shooter. He's the best passer. He's the best talent. Period. You must not have watched him when he was in Chino. You must not have watched him overseas. He clearly has a better shot than Lonzo. Lonzo don't even have a shot. He can't shoot. And you gonna say that LaMelo shoots worse than Lonzo? You know, this is why I don't like some of you guys talking about these players on draft day, because you're messing up their stock. I hear you talking that he can't shoot. That may alter my decision on drafting him. If I didn't know any better. Jay Billis, what the hell have you done? Who the hell are you? Just don't get it. You got these old guys that wish they were NBA legends trying to predict and evaluate all these young, good players. I mean, you're no better than me, Jay. You're no better than me. What? Because you played college, you're supposed to know more than me? No, Jay. No. You are nobody. You don't know talent, and that's why you're on ESPN and not in a front office somewhere for some franchise. This was a special edition tonight. I'll see you guys next week. You want something good to eat? I know a special kind of treat. It ain't lobster, crab, or filet mignon. Is it a piece of fat? I'd rather run the bone. Hang up the phone, cause nobody's home. Eat up the fat, then cook on the bone. This is pork, not beef. This sticks to your teeth. You never catch this meat or walking in the street. The P to the I to the G. F, double E, with a little bitty T. Pig feet, that's what it is. A know what you think, stay out of my biz. Everybody talking about Farrakhan. The number one man is Farmer John. And the oink oink here's and the oink oink there. Pigs, they're everywhere. I once seen a pig beat up a bear. Pork rind, fatback stuff in my hat. Juices dripping down all over my back. Won't leave the house unless I'm rolling my lack. Went to the store, bought a fifth for yak. I never have to carry my big old yak, cause big old Shaq, he's got my back. If you eat my pork, he will attack.